Tesla is one of the most exciting companies around, changing the way everyone thinks about cars. They make fully electric cars with better performance and more advanced technology than any cars available. More and more people are taking notice as Tesla continues to sell a record number of cars each and every quarter. But at the same time, the more popular they get, the more criticism they get. In almost every aspect of Tesla's operations, you can find a negative headline, an article calling for autopilot recalls, an article calling their quality control the worst available, and more. It's unfortunate that this is how it works because what ends up happening is a fight of fire with fire between Tesla fanboys and people who seem to want the status quo for gasoline vehicles. With nearly every issue like this, though, there is truth to both sides, and that's what we're talking about today. I'm a huge Tesla fan, so much so that I run a channel all about them and have bought 3 of their cars. But one big aspect of their company that I feel Tesla fans don't talk about realistically enough is quality control. Today we're going to talk about all the issues my brand new Plaid Model S came with at delivery, so let's get into it, and a special thanks to Bellroy for sponsoring this video. Tesla is one of the newest car companies out there, and definitely the newest in the US to ship vehicles at scale. After introducing the Model S back in 2012, they have kept growing, and the introduction of their more affordable Model 3 is what truly set them on the path they're on today. However, with all of this comes some inevitable issues. They're a brand new company competing with companies who have made vehicles for decades like Ford. So if you're looking for a new car, it's just going to be harder for Tesla to make a vehicle that includes the same overall quality as others, since the time aspect isn't the same. The reason Tesla has been able to sell their cars is because the core engineering of their vehicles is second to none, and no gasoline vehicle can drive like a Tesla does. Overall as well, no electric car, with the exception of a few brand new ones, can drive as far as a Tesla does. So if you want all of those benefits, you take the plunge into a Tesla and deal with whatever quality concerns may come with the car, since Tesla is a newer company. Still, I'll emphasize this throughout. This doesn't mean that they just look like thrown together pieces of garbage or anything. Probably 98% of what you interact with in the car and can tell fits or not is great and is top-notch quality. So what are we talking about with quality control issues? First off, we're not talking about every car Tesla delivers. They deliver plenty of cars without issues, and in those cases, there's nothing to report, so you never see anything about the majority of the good ones in the news. Second, we're not talking about the core vehicle components, and especially not components that concern safety. In general, we're talking about fit and finish. Quote, the fit and finish refers to how well the parts of the vehicle go together. Things such as whether the doors close tightly, the paint job is smooth, or whether the upholstery fits firmly on the seat is actually very important. So these details are important, but again, when people talk bad about Tesla's quality, they're talking about these things, not tires flying off, motors breaking down, or airbags not going off when they should. I had heard about these fit and finish issues before, but I kind of ignored them until I got my Model Y in March of 2020. Within the first few months of owning that car, I had a slew of issues arise and went to at least 3 different service center appointments with the car. The seat alignment in the rear was clearly off, trim was coming off of the doors inside, there were other various fit and finish issues, and then there was one big one where it thought the frunk was open when it actually wasn't. This was actually the worst issue I've personally seen in a Tesla, since it would flash at me constantly and then force me out of autopilot when I was using it because it thought the frunk was going to fly open and block my view. Luckily, I was able to get that fixed, but I had to go back twice to get it properly fixed. In that case, the issue was brand new to Tesla. It was back in March when this car had just launched, so I was the first customer they were solving the problem with. Each appointment was scheduled and happened quickly, but now that Teslas are getting more and more popular, wait times for appointments are getting longer and longer. At the end of the day, Tesla's concept is that the best service is no service. The best option is to ship a car that doesn't need service, and then you don't have long wait times at service center. And I totally agree with that, but that is still not the case with how they are shipping their cars. About a month ago now, I picked up a brand new Tesla Model S Plaid. This is Tesla's newest vehicle, and it's their flagship vehicle. It has tons of great new features and is the quickest production car available, accelerating 0 to 60 in an insane 2 seconds. There's nothing like it, and the core functionality of this car is beyond incredible. The price lines up with its functionality though, coming in at $130,000, so you'd expect that a $130,000 car comes free of any fit and finish issues, but alas, it did not. I picked up my Plaid Model S in Carlsbad, California, and right away we noticed an issue with a loose rear trim. Luckily at the delivery center I was able to have them fix it there, and when they fixed that they also noticed the most glaring issue of the car, a dent in the bumper. This car is pretty tough to get right now, so I proceeded with delivery anyway, since I know Tesla will fix these issues if noted at delivery. It's not ideal, but I'm happy to get this insane car, and I know how it goes with Tesla service after my experience with the Model Y. I also want to see what it's like for an average customer, since an average customer probably doesn't expect to need to look over every square inch of a brand new car. So the bumper was dented and needs a full replacement, but of course they did not have a spare bumper there, and it was going to take a while for it to get shipped. I took delivery and went straight to the detail shop to get PPF on the front, but had to have them skip the bumper since that was going to be entirely replaced by Tesla. After driving it around for a bit, I finally noticed all of the other fit and finish issues to get fixed and booked an appointment. Availability was incredibly slim, so I ended up having to book my appointment for about 3 weeks later. Tesla is selling tons of brand new cars and their service is seriously backed up as is, especially in popular areas, so October 7th was the first available appointment. I just got the car back on October 13th, and here is everything that I had fixed on this brand new Plaid Model S. First was the biggest issue, the front bumper. It came dented from delivery, so Tesla replaced the bumper entirely. I still don't understand how a dented bumper made it all the way to the customer, but of course they fixed it for me and made it right, which is good to see. Here's the car with the replaced bumper, and it looks as good as new. Now I just have to go back to the detail shop to finish my PPF install with the front bumper on Monday. After that, my car should be 100% good to go, as it was before my initial detail shop visit if the car came without issues. The next issue was a pretty weird one that probably felt the cheapest out of all of the issues I had: excess adhesive coming off of the window trim on the driver's side. This adhesive ended up sticking to the trim on the door, which ripped that piece a little bit. On top of that, it would stick and unstick every time I opened the door, making a sound similar to lifting your shoes off the ground after you just stepped in something super sticky. The worst part of that was that it stuck to the tint I had just gotten installed at 405 Motoring and lifted that piece. Now when I go back to the detail shop to get my bumper PPF, they also need to replace that piece. There are 3 more main issues, 2 of which have yet to be resolved, and we'll get there in just a minute. Before we go any further, I'd like to thank today's sponsor, Bellroy. Bellroy began in 2010, and you may have heard of them for their slim wallets that prioritize your most used cards. Now they make a wide variety of products focused on any carrying tasks. What's different about Bellroy is that they're a highly rated B Corp, so they limit environmental impact, develop sustainable materials, and support effective charities as part of their core business model. This is their classic backpack that holds laptops up to 16 inches, is water resistant, includes a padded iPad pocket, and in particular has great padding and straps on the back, making it very comfortable to use. Their Apex Slim Wallet is a great wallet that includes pre-molded, precision-cut leather, a stitchless construction, and precise magnetic closure so that a one-handed pinch can open the wallet. It also closes with a very satisfying magnetic click that lets you know everything in your wallet is safe and secure. With everything they make, they focus on materials, upcycling 5 million plastic water bottles into durable polyester for their bags and pouches, saving 15 million liters of water using gold-rated dry tan leather, and much more. Click the link in the description below to check out Bellroy and receive 10% off of your purchase. The next issue with the car was with the door handle, and luckily this was an easy adjustment at the service center. The passenger side front door handle was set in quite a bit more than the others. The other 3 handles retract and sit flush, but this one sticks in about a 1/4 inch or so. This is something you see on Model S's all the time, especially since that's the car Tesla has been building since 2012, but I was hoping that they had fixed it by now. They adjusted that for me, and now all 4 handles match flush as they should, and should have at delivery. The next issue is a small but pretty shocking one, a rip in the passenger side carpet. I looked down there shortly after delivery and noticed this rip that just shows right through to underneath it. This is the most shocking one to me because it's not like this carpet piece stretches and it could have just been adjusted. This is a single piece that actually comes as part of the B-pillar according to Tesla service, and it's a solid piece with carpet on it. So somehow this rip or tear occurred and again made it all the way to me before somebody said something about it. This is the first of 2 issues that Tesla service was unable to fix yet. Parts for the Plaid are extremely extremely backed up, and this piece itself is new for the refreshed Model S, so they have to order a new piece. Luckily for me, they will be able to install that at a mobile service appointment, so they are coming out to my house in about a month to take care of this issue and replace the carpet. The next issue that they will also fix in mobile service is with the mirror. For a period of time, the passenger side mirror would unfold past where it's supposed to, and now it happens more infrequently. I wouldn't notice this until I was driving, and then there was nothing I could do, so I was stuck with a side mirror that was looking way too far to the right to even use. No matter how much I adjusted the internal mirror positioning on screen, it wouldn't go far enough because the entire mirror assembly just unfolded way too far. The only solution was to manually pop it back in, or sometimes I had luck electronically folding and unfolding the mirrors on screen to get them in the proper position. I already have PPF on that mirror, but according to Tesla, the part that they are replacing is inside of that, so that should fix it and I should be able to keep my PPF on that mobile service appointment. The next issue is something that has been frustrating because it seems to only happen when I'm away from the service center. I've had this kind of thing on my Model Y where there's a sound that happens in the car that I need to get taken care of. I take it in, neither I nor they can replicate it at that time, so I take it home, and of course it happens again. For the Model S, on harder left turns, there's a clicking sound that happens in the B-pillar. It's hard to get on video, and when I arrived at the service center to show them, I couldn't replicate it in all of my attempts, so that's something I wasn't able to have fixed. It's not major, but I just know that it will continue to pop up. I already had it happen once on the way home from the service center picking up that car. One last issue had to do with the alignment of the passenger side door. I started noticing that every single passenger that would get in the car couldn't close the door correctly. It always took them 2 or 3 attempts, and it got to the point where I realized it was an issue with the car, not just with every single person getting into the car. You do have to close these doors a little harder than you'd expect on such a precious car, but still it was an issue, and I took it into service and they said the door was actually dropping a little after it opened. They took that to a body shop for me to adjust the door, so that was a full adjustment that needed to happen on the door for it to close right, and now it closes better but still not perfectly. So here's what I've learned getting this new Model S. Regardless of what car you buy from Tesla, you could have issues. The Model 3 I bought earlier this year came with less issues than this Plaid Model S, and I could buy 3 of those for the price of the Plaid. Tesla makes incredible cars, and overall the quality control is great, but sometimes they sell you a car with issues that wouldn't be acceptable on a used $15,000 car. I bought 3 Teslas so far, and I've had to take each in for service shortly after delivery to get delivery issues fixed. One of the main issues on the Model 3 was a creaky passenger side armrest when putting any weight on it, and that still wasn't fixed after taking it into service. For now, I'm just dealing with it because I don't want to take up the time it takes to bring it into service again. Issues like these are my biggest and main criticism of Tesla. Overall, my videos are positive about Tesla because I think they are making incredible products that are super fun and important for a sustainable future. However, I just bought a $130,000 car that came with issues that shouldn't be present on even the most affordable car you can buy. Any other car with a price tag of $130,000 would have been checked over far better than this Model S was, and it wouldn't even shipped from the factory as it was. And that's a problem for Tesla. They need to improve quality control. However, they also need to keep selling cars to survive and grow. This is the double-edged sword that worries me every time Tesla hits delivery records. It's incredible to see Tesla grow and hit record deliveries like they did in Q3. However, that also means that they are pumping more cars out of their 2 main factories for the time being. It worries me that if they still have quality control issues like I've seen on each car I've bought, those could be getting worse by them having less time to quality check each vehicle. The checks already weren't great, and now they have to do more in less time. Ultimately, though, I'm confident that Tesla will solve these issues in the next few years. The main way they will fix quality control is by building better, more advanced factories. Tesla's main Fremont factory is somewhat of a Frankenstein factory that they've had to keep using from the beginning to build cars while also having to retool and improve on. All of their North American cars and all of their cars in general up until about a year ago were made at this Fremont factory. So there has only been so much that they can do at that factory to fix quality control while still having to deliver cars and stay alive as a company. Tesla's Giga Shanghai output just recently surpassed Fremont, and reports of fit and finish from those cars appear to be far better than those made in Fremont. This is because Tesla is learning and improving their factory production processes as they build more and more cars, and that factory is their best factory. They are also utilizing more and more robots to automate tasks. Currently, they are building 2 new factories with everything learned from Giga Shanghai, and they just gave an open tour of Giga Berlin that showcased a bunch of new technologies coming to the Model Y. Giga Texas is their other new factory that will share a lot with Giga Berlin and make the Model Y for North America to start. Ultimately, this means that Tesla will be improving their quality control by building better factories factories that can take over large amounts of production, building better cars and allowing Tesla a buffer to retool and improve production at Fremont, the factory most responsible for the fit and finish issues we see. If you watch any reviews I've made of Tesla's cars, you'll see that I think they are the best cars you can buy. The features, core functionality, and overall experience you have owning them makes them worth it. It's the reason I've bought 3 of them, and I'm excited for what their cars will bring in the future. However, I'd be lying if I didn't also tell you the reality of issues being delivered on their cars. Again, it's not like this is a rampant issue affecting your safety and getting delivered on every single Tesla, but it does exist and it's something to look out for. I hope this was helpful for you if you're shopping for a Tesla, and I would recommend going for a test drive to see why they're still worth it if you don't understand. I'd also plan to do an in-depth inspection at delivery, and hopefully you find that your car is great with no issues. If you're a Tesla owner though, how was your car delivered? Did it come with fit and finish issues? Leave a comment below to let me know, and in the meantime, you can check out the latest Tesla news by clicking the link up here or in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.